Good morning. So today we're going to recap on one of our last classes of traps and snares. So one of the important things before you even go out and set your traps is to mask your smell. Remember, animals have got a great sense of smell. So if you're going to be using any string like this, comes from the factory, we're going to need to firstly hide the color. It's very, very white, sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's going to have factory smells. Also, before you go out, you need to mask your own smell. So there's no point, we're going to go hunting, we're going to get setting traps to go and put deodorant on, or go wash our hands, nice smelly soaps. The animals are going to smell it, and then they're going to avoid that area. So one great way of mimicking your smell is if you, the night before, you put everything around your fireplace so that your clothes, your whole body, everything smells of smoke. It's a good way. Animals are used to the smell of smoke. Or you can use a bit of dung. Like we don't have smoke at the moment, so I'm going to take a piece of string, as much as we need for the trap, and then we will mask that smell with a bit of mud from the river. Hopefully we don't fall in. Get it as muddy as possible. It's got a nice bit of bird poo in there as well. There we go, that looks a bit better. It also helps when it's muddy like this. As it dries, your string becomes a bit stiffer, because now when you try and set a trap and you try and put it, like it just flops down like that. So string is quite difficult. Normally if you're out setting traps, preferably you'd use a bit of wire, but we don't always carry a wire with us. So string can be manufactured. You can use shoelaces, a bit of paracord, anything that you have on you. So you need to know how to work with that. So one thing we're going to do before we start, we're going to make a loop like that. Take it over the top and through the middle. There we go. Nice and simple. So once we've got that loop, we're going to take the short end here and push it through the loop, grab it on the other side, flip it over, and there you have it. Very, very simple. When the animal walks through there, it closes. Okay, so now the important thing is we need to find a good location. It doesn't help we put out a snare in the middle of nowhere. It's going to catch nothing. Also, it doesn't help we put out one snare and think we're going to catch one animal. You need to put out at least 30 to 50 snares if you want to be successful. You want to catch maybe one or two items. Also depending on the time of the year. So let's go and put this up into a trap, into that section we saw just now, and see how it looks. Here you can see the ground is clear, as opposed to on this side here. This here is nice and smooth, and you can still actually see tracks. It looks like mongoose from when it was raining a while back. And then it's quite easy if you sit down to follow the track all the way up and all the way down. So right here where I'm sitting here is a good place to set a trap, because you've got a nice tree on this side which blocks them from going around that way, and you've got all this thick stuff on here which forces them sort of into a V area here, where it'll be easier to let their heads go into the noose. Anywhere else, if they've got anywhere else where they can get around your trap, they would rather go around it. So this would be a good place to set your trap. We don't need to fidget too much with the surroundings. Okay, so what I've done is I've tied the one end to the support here, make sure it's nice and strong, and then I've made a nice loop. I've used two sticks that I've stuck into the ground to help keep it open, and I've closed the sides, this side and this side, just so that he is sort of forced to go into the track here and down here. So this one specifically I've made for a porcupine. You can put something underneath here to make it lift its head up to get it into there, but I think this one is fine because it's nice on a nice track, and hopefully it will work. So you would need to place quite a few of these on the same path, hoping to catch one item. And porcupines are nocturnal, so you'll need to check them every morning and every day. Remember, when you're finished with the trap, guys, you have to take them down. You can't just leave them in the felt. So it's very, very important. When you're finished, you've got to remove your trap, take all the stuff out the way, take it off, leave no sign that you were ever here, and then clean up. So it's always a good idea to mark where your tracks are. So somehow find something that you can attach to a tree not too far from your trap, so that you can find it, because your traps are made so that they're hard to find. So you're going to be setting out 20 or 30 traps, and after a while you forget where you put them. So always mark nearby where your traps are. Put some kind of marker. I did once, I put a bit toilet paper not too far in the tree, so when you're near this toilet paper, I know my trap is there. So it helps when you're checking your traps, and it helps when you need to go and retrieve your traps when you're finished doing your survival stint or setting out your traps. The important thing that we need to remember when doing traps and snares is we don't kill for fun. We don't kill just for practicing. Only kill when it's life-threatening, when we need to eat something.